Hi, everyone. Ashley May and Mike Beer here, taking a look at one of the graded stakes races this Saturday north of the border up at Woodbine. They have an 11-race program. Race 5 is the first graded stakes, the grade 2 Nearctic. 5 furlongs on the inner turf course, Mike. And kind of looking at this group, it's not a huge field, going to get a field of 7, but I think the morning line has it tabbed right. The big 2 in here being the 5 Bring the Band Home and the 7 Nobles.
Yeah, they Bring the Band Home's been very good, and he's a very, very heavy favorite on the morning line. I'm going to complain a little bit about this race that all of a sudden the Nearctic's a 5 furlong race. What is going on?
Yeah, unfortunately, with the EP Taylor under construction and the configuration, they have cut this race back in distance. And obviously, that just changes going from the EP Taylor to the inner. But we'll take a look at the Timeform US pace projection for this race. And we mentioned Bring the Band Home has been in good form, but also just a type that typically goes to the front, or at least has in the last 2, Mike, and has been able to clear the field.
We'll see we'll see how fast they make him go in here. I mean, I suppose Nobles could make him go early in this race. I felt like some of the speed horses to the inside just really weren't good enough to really factor in this race. And if Bring the Band Home gets loose on the lead again, they're probably not going to catch him.
We will kick things off here with the number 1, Light the Lamp for Donnie McRae. Was a winner last time out, and in this performance, good thing for this horse, it was on the inner at the 5 furlong distance, going to get a career best number of a 94 in terms of the buyer. And I know it wasn't a big field and obviously not the depths that he will face on Saturday, but the good thing is the pace unfolded. He was able to close and does win fairly nice in the end.
Yeah, I appreciate the fact that he's in good form right now. This maybe is the best race he's ever run, perfect trip or not. And I guess the fact that he did it over this course and distance is also something you could consider. Again, he's got an awful lot to prove here as he steps, way up in class, but maybe they're doing it at the right time.
The 2 Western Whirl for Stu Simon was a winner last time out, picking up the 3rd career victory. Did it in gate-to-wire fashion. And I guess when I looked at him, I just thought he preferred the Tapeta more than the turf. What was your kind of opinion on that?
Had the same same concerns about this horse, that he might be better on the other surface. I know he's speed, but he's not the kind of speed that the 2 favorites are going to bring into this race. I just thought he was totally overmatched here.
The 3, It's Time to Shine for John Ross, was able to win the Pink Lloyd 2 starts back on the Tapeta. And another one that you kind of look at the form, not that the turf race 4 back was bad, but you still feel like he's probably a cut below.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like it was bad, but if he just shows up and runs that race here, he'll probably finish last. He's another horse who has speed, and he doesn't have as good. His speed isn't as good as the 2 favorites in here. Hard to make a case for him.
The 4, the Strikin Viking, a little bit of a wild card coming in from a win in Germany last time out. It was a stakes race, obviously 2 for 9 in the career. 3-year-old tackling some of the olders in here. They're always a tricky read when they come over. And I don't know, kind of looking at Woodbine Mile Day and how the Euros fared on the inner, I don't think it worked out very well for them.
That's a really good point. I tried to make a case for this horse just because I liked his form as a 2-year-old. I thought he got off to a really nice start to his career. And he also has speed, which I appreciate. He's not one of those Europeans who comes over here and is going to be coming from last. He has good, or at least he had good speed over there. Just didn't really like his race 2 back that much. He ran fine last time, but it wasn't the kind of performance that makes me feel like he's really gotten better from 2 to 3. I don't know. He's at least interested in here, Ashley, but I couldn't get there.
Yeah, you mentioned the 2-year-old form. Second career start was second to Henry Matisse, who we know how that one fared at the Breeders' Cup. And I agree with you. I think there are some races that you can like, and just a little bit of a wild card. You're going to get better value than some of the more seasoned older horses in here. That's going to include the number 5, Bring the Band Home, who last time out in the Troy, in terms of the performance, we'll take a look at it. Horse ends up kind of breaking on top, catches a little bit of a flyer, and not that it was easy on him in terms of the fractions, but he's going to stay in front, even though the margin gets eaten into a little bit. I mean, he's still a length and a half clear.
I mean, he's just gotten really good for whatever reason so far this year. I'll be honest, I was a little skeptical of him after the Harvey Pack. I mean, the Harvey Pack, he was unbelievable in that race, just blasting to the front and dominating that field, although over a course that I felt like was carrying speed at that time. I was skeptical, or a little skeptical of him in the Troy last time, but it was a sort of a weak field, and it didn't feel like he could really lose. He was still impressive again, though. I don't know. For whatever reason, this horse has gotten really, really good. I didn't like his performance in this race last year, but that was at 6 furlongs on another course. He feels like he's supposed to be really tough in this spot.
Yeah, and his last three, even the race 3 back where he finished second, Reef Runner finished behind him, and we know what he went on to do last weekend with a nice win. So it's also interesting to note, I know he's going to run with Lasix. Those last 2 starts were without Lasix, and by far his best effort. So he's just a little bit of an interesting one when you look at him. He's really come to life, especially in 2025. Short price, though, 2-5 on the morning line. The number 6, Nay Hudson, this one for Wesley Ward, participated in the Green Flash handicap last time out, and he tried to sit close to it. I know he comes up a length and a quarter short, which isn't all that bad, but I just didn't feel like he had any late kick, and that was at the 5/8 distance.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't like his performance last time either. I think he kind of, at least in my opinion, he is what he is at this point. We've seen this horse a lot, and I think you kind of know what you're going to get from him. He's pretty good. I actually kind of prefer him when they take a hold of him early, sit back, and just sort of make one run through the stretch. I think he's sort of best as a closing sprinter, and maybe he'll get the opportunity to do that here. Actually, if somebody goes after Bring the Band Home and sort of make some race early in this race, I suppose there's a chance it falls apart. I think if nothing else, and I'm not going to suggest I want to bet him in here, he's overlaid at 12-1 on the morning line.
And then rounding out the field is the 7 Nobles here for Larry Ravelli. You talked about if someone tries to go with Bring the Band Home, he could potentially go. We know him. He likes to be forward. Not that he needs to be on the lead, but he's a quick type. And interesting to note, he's been to Woodbine several times, but he's never been on the turf course here. He's been typically, as you can see, on the Tapeta. And I don't know. I don't like his performance last time out, but the waters were deep. I thought he looked better 2 starts back.
Yeah, agree. I'm going to give him a pass for the last one just because that was at Kentucky Downs. And they've also run him at that course a few different times. And he just doesn't, his good races don't come there. Your point's well taken that they've shipped him here not to run on turf, but they've shipped him here and he's run well when they shipped him up here. So he can handle that. And, I would argue he's probably not the same horse that he used to be, but I would argue that if his best race up against Bring the Band Home's best race, I think Noble's best race is the best one. I don't know if he's capable of that anymore, and I think he will show speed in here, but I thought he was the main threat.
And Rafael Hernandez will climb back aboard him, has been aboard in the past, go down the past performances. You can go all the way back to 2022 to find the first time they teamed up. So field of 7 here for the grade 2 Nearctic. You brought up a great point, Mike, with the change in the distance and how to sort of factor this into handicapping. And on paper at 2-5, the 5 Bring the Band Home is the horse to beat in here in a lot of ways. And I can see you landed on him as the top horse.
Yeah, I just couldn't talk myself into any of the others. I mean, more than anything else, this is just a case where I'm not going to bet against him. So I'm not going to pick somebody else in here. I don't love this horse. I'm still not totally sold on him, but 5 works for him. The pace in the race, I feel like he is the main speed at this point. I don't know, man. I just couldn't get to anybody else.
Yeah, he is the horse to beat. I'm going to get really creative at 20-1 with the number 1, Light the Lamp. You mentioned career best effort last time out. Can he take a step forward? He's going to get a huge test in here. I'm just hoping that someone is able to press the 5. That's the big question. If they're able to, he is that quick. Bring the Band Home. But I like the way that the number 1, Light the Lamp, is trending in the right direction. So 5764 for Mike, 1574 for me. It's race number 5 this Saturday at Woodbine, the Nearctic. Good luck.